commentary box. Folds drops it short for Carey, who doesn't let him down. It's going to be a keen battle between Roach and Weston. Roach certainly on top, and Weston lucky that his copybook hasn't been well and truly blotted in the first 10 minutes. Desperate lunging stuff from the Bombers, as they're so prone to do. Win the free kick. Michael Thompson onto Baker. Star in the finals last year. Centres it for Van der Haar, who was late on it. Brilliant stuff. Squatching football by the mercurial Merv Neagle. That was brilliant, chipping in front of a couple of bigger men.
He probably didn't know the ball was going to carry over his head, and he took the gamble and went for it, picked it up, and Neagle hungry to play a good game. And if there's one thing that Merv Neagle loves in life, that's playing good football, and he can certainly produce that on his day. Essendon 2 goals 1. The Tigers 2 behinds. The umpires with a good bounce in the centre. Barling gets it down. Walsh fell down. That's his opponent. Big scrimmage in the centre of the field. It comes down. Pearl went right past him. Good play here. Baker, and the loose man out there is Harvey. Harvey, a good 50 metres from goal, has plenty of time to steady, ducks around the man in the mark, and the handball's dreadful to Elshaw. Gives Richmond a possession chance here. And he is in there, pushing the ball out of play, Essendon's forward pocket.
Merritt against Barling. Merritt just floating it to the back to Thompson. Well played by the Tigers. Vernon on the ground, started on the bench. Here's Mark Thompson, swings it back. Michael Thompson rather, and puts it through for their third. And I get the feeling the Tigers have missed their chance. They had opportunities to score a couple of early goals. The Bombers, from less opportunities, have kicked 3 and lead by 17 points.
The thing that the Bombers obviously got to think about is they're facing complacency in the dark part of the season, the middle of the season, and remembering that Richmond got within 17 points of them in the first match of the year, which is not that long ago really, and within the kick of beating the Bombers. There's a centre bounce again. Walsh with a nice tap. Can't find a rover there. Neagle ducks his head, cops one high. Not Neagle, it's Terry Danaher. Oh, the loose man's floating out there is Carey. Carey moved from the half-back flank to the half-forward flank. And there's Danaher and Van der Haar's the target. He's moved in well. Got it. Good thinking by Van der Haar. He ducked back towards the goal square, then let out very quickly, a good 20 metres away from the goal square, and has taken that mark. The Bombers in full flight. Kicking's beautiful. Tell by the roar of the crowd. The last 4 shots for goal for the Bombers have been goals. 4 different players. Van der Haar, Roger Merritt was the first, and Michael Thompson and Merv Neagle.
Well, they're really showing why they're at the head of the ladder and why they're the reigning premiers. Such a seasoned side now. Started this game just a little bit slowly. Richmond all pumped up, but it's the Dons who are 4 goals in front. We're at the halfway mark of the first quarter, and on the scoreboard it's all Essendon. Here they go again. Michael Thompson, who's kicked one of the 4. Van der Haar. Premiership stuff, this. Well within range for him. He could kick twice this distance if he had to. That's his second. Great stuff by the Dutchman. 2 goals in 30 seconds, and the Dons by 29 points. And he was aided nicely by some good goal square shepherding then.
I think Van der likes the MCG, Tim, as a ground to play, and I can recall a couple of years back when he booted one almost from the centre of the field at this ground, and that's an enormous kick for Van der, but he loves a long shot from goal. 2 kicks, 2 goals. Bombers in a burst away here in the first quarter. 5 goals, 1 to the Tigers, 2 behinds. Trying to break away with it again. As Michael Thompson had the ball, the umpire to ball it up. Just the forward side of the centre for the Bombers. That's Barling with a backhander, but it's not a good hit at all. There's an army of Bombers there, and the handball starts up there. Danaher to Wood. Wood from the wing into centre half forward. Jimmy Jess thumps it along, looking for a small play to grab it. Neagle chases out. He said, it's mine. Crashes through the pack, sidesteps. Good play, Neagle. Chips one down to Danaher. Great play.
Skipper says just cool it, we'll slow this one down and maybe even have a shot. A long way out. A great goal if he could do it. Gave it a good old try for a minor result. 5-2 plays 2 behinds, and all of a sudden there's just one team in this, and they're wearing red and black.
Greg Strawn has got a little bit of a puzzle at the moment to whom to kick the football. They start in the centre. Richmond do this and they move out to either side. Egan at the back, knocked away, taller players. Vernon tried to tackle. Here's Mark Thompson onto Elshaw, the rover. Shepherded for by Baker, goes for the long goal. Van der Haar and Strawn. Bounce through! Oh, good lord. It's a goal, okay.
Tony Elshaw's second flying shot. He had one earlier from the pocket when I thought he could have hand passed, but once again then he showed a willingness to fire away, and you couldn't blame him with a kick like that. That was a beauty. So a 6-goal break established by Essendon, playing the finest brand of football. Waitman out of the centre. Neil Danaher, a lovely clean spoil, but sharked by Landy. Chance now. Vernon, a star last week, but Wood storms through, playing at centre half back against his old club. Ball up towards Richmond's half forward line. Tigers mesmerised in the last 7 or 8 minutes. Egan dispossessed strongly. Baker. It's a hustling, rugby-style brand of football that Essendon play in these crushes. They do it so well.
There's a big crush around this bounce as well. Richmond's half-forward line. Oh, Walsh is getting up short. Well, it's Vernon. It's Jep. Not a well-delivered ball. A nightmare for forwards there. Egan gets it across. A good tackle by young Harvey. Egan recovers a football in the middle and puts it down at full forward. Brought down after he kicked it, and the free kick travels downfield to be taken by Landy, who has been a regular half-back flanker, and this season's found himself on the half-forward line. In fact, he kicked 4 goals against the Bombers in the opening round this year. Good player, this fella. And his goal. The Tigers first came up at the 22-minute mark in the first term. But the Bombers a mile in front, 6-2, the Tigers 1-2.
Essendon had kicked 6 goals in 9 minutes. That was a real onslaught. Richmond have stopped it, but they've got to do more than stop it. Bad bounce. Sees the small men go at the ball. Merritt, who's getting so good at just helping the ball on its way. Poole, dashing half back for the Tigers. Out wide to Walsh. Oh, poorly placed kick. Easy for Neagle. Centres well. It's all the Dons. Big Walsh. Blazes away, but it's a poor kick, and Strawn takes the mark. That was a defender's kick when Essendon had the world at their feet.
Strawn with no one really on his mark. He makes the best of that. Kicks it round towards Egan. Egan and Carey. Oh, good play, Egan. Good body positioning there. As you can see, he's a chunky guy. Loops it down towards a half-forward line. It's Wood. Can't take that one. Foulds helps him out, waiting behind. Gee, they're teaming well. Into Watson. I thought he was off. Doesn't matter anyway. He is now. Out to Merritt. Gee, the kicking to position is superb. Merritt's kick, well, that wasn't superb. down to Thompson. Mark Thompson, the ball out of play, back in the Dons' forward pocket.
"21 minutes in." Oh, Terry Danaher. Not a lot of percentage in that, I wouldn't have thought. He had no chance of getting a kick away after coming down. Neagle! Carey. Still going. Rioli swings it out for Egan. Who's in trouble? Neagle, the high tackle. Play on now. The umpire giving Richmond the benefit of the advantageous situation. Jep to Anea. Lead coming from Roach. That's where he goes. On the bounce. A bad bounce for him. Landy runs onto it. Holds. Roach. Eustace. Penalised for holding the ball. Umpire Bryant right on the scene, dishing out a hard verdict for the Richmond man, and Neil Danaher comes away with it.
Down to Brian Wood. In front, Foley. Foley grabbed Wood's leg. Wood takes a free kick. Gee, the Bombers are not going to let the Tigers get near them today. They're going to play it out. They're facing mid-season complacency, and this is a way to prove it that they're not in a complacent situation. Michael Thompson. Baker. The long kick may be another bouncer. Oh, Strawn got there, helped it through, but possibly saved a certain goal by him putting his hand to it. It's a behind to the Dons.
Richmond down 8-39. When the clubs met early in the season, it was the Tigers who made the early break. They lost that day. They'll be hoping for a similar reversal of form. Neagle, who's on fire, centres beautifully. Baker from a long way out. Long and slightly offline. That's not a mark. So a fourth behind to Essendon, 40-8.
Hello, the umpire's...
I think he might have booked Van der Haar for wasting time because he threw the ball back into the crowd. I really think that is a frivolous report. That's what's happened. Umpire Waite reporting Van der Haar. And now dishing out a 15-metre penalty. Or more than that, it's the length of a kick. That's the new rule.
He just wants to make players know that who's in authority, and sometimes it doesn't really work with the players, and they're the ones you've got to appease. I think umpire Waite's made himself a favourite in the first quarter of this match. Now, the football's coming back, and Landy's the man with it. Now, this is not really good umpiring. It's slowed down the game, making yourself, showing your authority. And Jep kicks the ball down to the Richmond half-forward line. Vernon misread it, then recovers. He had a booming game last week, but not showing much today.
.24 minutes gone in the first quarter. Wood at centre half back, feeds it to Folds. Three Richmond players waited for the bounce, and Terry Danaher won the ball. Rioli, strong stuff. Clark. Off the back line comes Carey, the strong man. Warhood, look at him. Centres it for Neagle. Good stuff. Now he's got it. Well tackled. Away goes Poole. Kicks to half forward. Weston out in front of Roach. Wood. Weston. Professional stuff by the Dons.
Finds Carey, the players, the Essendon. Oh, good tackle, but somehow, oh, gee whiz, he got out of that okay. There's Neil Danaher, and Elshaw's caught, gets rid of it. Jep spears it. Oop. There is Walsh and McKenna, and now it's Vernon, and the Tigers come out of this okay. Up the half forward, and all the forwards are flat-footed. Make it a defender's delight. A shot in the back again to Brian Wood, this time against Foley, and he picks up another free kick.
Doing well in an unusual role. Elshaw, beautifully played. Weston, shepherded by Watson. Jepp at ground level. Mark Thompson. Centre half forward for Essendon. Just in the time on period in the first term. Essendon 6 goals to Richmond 1, and those 6 came in the space of a 9-minute burst.
Bounce, Bombers half forward line. Merritt's a ruckman there. Mark Thompson. Vernon for the Tigers. Clears the ball into the midfield. Big Walsh is there. Didn't really attempt the mark. Landy's there. Here's Neil Danaher. Over the top of the handball. Watson. The left footer out to Harvey. Knocked away from Harvey. Neagle a chance. Ducks the high tackle. Lost his balance. Keeps the ball. Gives it to Hurd. Down a half forward to Terry Danaher. Elshaw came in. Tried to take it. The ball out the back. Full back's drawn. Good play here. Turned the other way. Finds Vernon. Now Vernon showing a bit of class. Out to the wing. Egan and... oh, gee, it's fouls from the back.
Playing well. In short to Watson. Carey, who's doing a lot of running. He's working hard. Terry Danaher and Thompson. Mark Thompson, a beauty. Over a much bigger man, a teammate in fact. And he's having a shot at goal. He deserves a goal for that effort. But he hasn't got it. 41 plays 8. The Dons by 33 points.
11 shots to 3 in the 30 minutes of this first term. And Strawn, it's interesting to watch the Tigers. They start from the middle and then they run either side of the field. Across to Pearl Neagle's there. McKenna picks up the tap away. And then runs down to take the handball from McKenna. He's got to the centre now. Into centre half forward. Neil Danaher from the back will punch it. Roach gets it, puts it onto his boot, lightning fast. Foley a chance. Fouls with the ball on a string in. Beautiful touch. 2 teammates there. Watson says leave it, and he takes it.
Keen to play on. Had to change his mind when he slipped. Up to Vanderhaar, who's been reported for wasting time. Cleverly done, Walsh off the carpet. Was good stuff. No one there to capitalise. Jess. Great smother by Walsh. Brilliant football. And a beautiful pass. Finds Elshaw, who's being held up. Now he gives the hand pass to Terry Danaher, who kicks a goal. Kevin Walsh. Brilliant bit of play to set that up. It was a first quarter burst by the Dons.